Have you ever been on a landscape or wildlife mission, but the weather rolls in and you figure out you'll just head home? Well, you might be missing some amazing shots, and other people just aren't going to get them because they're not willing to stay out in these conditions. Rain, snow, hail, stormy weather can lead to some of the most incredible scenes for creating some amazing opportunities for photographers and videographers. So today I wanted to share with you my top favorite kind of must-haves for landscape and wildlife photographers. Don't focus too much on the brands. I will mention a few. It's more about getting the type of item that I'm talking about and making sure it's the right item for you. So the right fit and the right kind of sizing, look and feel. So make sure you don't focus too much on brands. And I do hope to earn your subscription today. If you find this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. So my number one must-have is the correct footwear. Now this is a huge one. If you get wet, cold feet, it will be the first thing to send you home. I run two types of footwear generally when taking photos or out shooting videos like I am today. The first being a really good pair of hiking boots. Now this is personal for everybody because everybody's feet are super different. But what I recommend is a great pair with great support, flexibility, waterproofing, and they're warm if you're in cooler climates. You may want to look at personal inserts if you have support issues like I do, as these things will keep you on your feet for longer. Don't fall into the trap of these will do category, like these shoes will be great for a 2-day hike, because if you're doing a longer hike or a tramp or whatever your trek, whatever you want to call it. I did this 2 years ago. I injured my Achilles heel and I lost 2 toenails. They did grow back. Sorry to gross you out, but I just want you to understand how these things can affect you out in the field. So make sure you get some good footwear. I'm currently using the Oboz shoes. The reason for that is they've got a larger toe box. I've got injuries from football and different things, so I like that. More space in the front end there, and then a narrower fit through the shoes. So I tried on countless amounts of hiking boots before I came to this decision. So make sure you get the right one for your feet. Okay, and the second pair of boots, I'm just taking these off, is a great pair of rain boots, Gumboots, Wellingtons, whatever you want to call them. These are great for getting into streams, sandy, boggy areas, long wet grass, and they've come a long way. I prefer, as you can see with these ones, a neoprene upper and then a rubber sole here. It is waterproof throughout the boot, but what it means is they actually are a lot more flexible through that upper section, so they're not going to rub on your shins and on the back of your legs as much. And when it gets cold and the rubber stiffens, usually, these will stay nice and flexible and be super comfortable over the long term. So make sure you try these on. Footwear is super important, but it is so personal to you. So make sure you go into the stores, try them on, read a lot of reviews. Don't just take, my personal advice as gospel. Alrighty, my second must-have item, and this one for me is one that I'm extremely passionate about and one that a lot of photographers don't really think about. And it is a great pair of photography pants. I have had so many of these over my career, some good, many bad. This is the time when I will talk about brands, as I feel very strongly about them. The Fjallraven range, that's the Arctic Fox brand from Sweden, in my opinion does the best pants for photography. I have the Vidda Pros on at the moment, and I'll show you those in a bit of B-roll, but I also wear the Kebs pants from Fjallraven. And the reason I wear this brand is they're durable, they're water resistant, they're reinforced through the knees and the seat, and also between your legs where your boots are going to be rubbing. So this will just allow them to last a lot longer. You can also add knee pads, which is great if you're getting down low, if you're a wildlife photographer over gravel and rocks. It just makes that comfort a little bit better. Heaps of pockets throughout the pants, and you can also get some wax, which I'll show you now, rub them over your pants, and then actually melt them in with a hairdryer or an iron. And this keeps the fabric resistant to water and also increases the durability, so they'll last longer. In the warmer, drier months, you just wash these out in your washing machine at 40 degrees. It'll remove all the wax and make it more breathable. So you've got a versatile pair of pants through winter, spring and summer. The Kebs are great though for longer journeys, as they have stretchy areas through their seat, which is your bum, your hips, your groin, but still offers you protection through your knees, between your legs there, your seat and whatnot. So you're still gonna get protection, but you're gonna get that flexibility if you're moving around, hiking, climbing over rocks and things like that. Alrighty, so my third must-have, and I've taken my jacket off for this one, is a great layering system. So this is about the clothes that you're wearing, so the layering of clothes. So this is a great way to keep you warm, but versatile enough that as you warm up, maybe when you're moving and you're hiking, you can start to remove layers and kind of cool down or keep your temperature kind of moderate. During the winter months, I start with a merino thermal. I use merino as it's a natural fiber and it smells less. So great for longer journeys. And then I have a t-shirt over the top of it. My second layer is a fleece top, which is, you know, what I'm wearing now, a North Face one, but you could use any brand. And I'm wearing this fleece pretty much all the time because it's a good mid layer. It's not going to keep you too hot, but layers well on top of a thermal layer. As a third layer, I usually have one of these, which is a little puffer jacket. And as you can see, packs down extremely small, comes out like that. So super small and lightweight. So great again for longer journeys. And this would be your third layer. So merino, fleece, and then your down. This is a 600 loft, which you can pop over the top to keep you nice and cozy. And then finally, we've got a shell jacket. So this one here is just a waterproof layer, which offers some wind resistance that you can throw over the top and you're good to go. So shell jackets are great. Please do your research here. Try and find one that is PFC free. So Fjallraven, again, I'll go back to Fjallraven, is a great place to start as they've been PFC free since 2015. PFCs are perfluorocarbons and they're usually found in a DWR, which stands for durable water repellency. It's not great for the environment. These are being phased out by most brands. And I'll put a link in the description about PFCs because it's something that not a lot of people know about. They're extremely good for waterproofing, but they're extremely bad for the environment. So have a look at it. If it's something that's important to you, then please try and find a shell jacket, especially that is PFC free. The waterproofing rating of your shell jacket will depend on how wet you feel you might be getting. So for longer journeys, I feel like this is something I would invest in and I have invested in because you know your shell jacket is super important. It's going to keep you nice and dry. It's going to stop that wind from penetrating your jacket. But you can use it, you know, when you're just casually around town, hiking, skiing, you know, for so many different things when you're down at the local sports game. So invest in a good shell, you won't regret it. And the reason for the layering system is you can start with all 4 layers on and it's going to be super warm and toasty when you're around the campfire. But as you start to get out, move, hike, the sun comes up, you can start to remove these so you don't start sweating. Because once you start sweating, that sweat, that moisture inside will start to, you know, dampen your clothes and will make you cold. And that's something you don't want to do because once you get cold, it's very hard to warm up again if your garments are damp. So as you get warm, start removing them, pop them in your bag and then move on. And then as it starts to get cooler in the evening, you can start to layer up again. Alrighty, my fourth must-have is a great bag. This makes a huge difference. Not only does it protect your gear, but it's just great for your back. So I have 3 bags that I run. My first is the Brevity bag, which you would have seen in a lot of different videos. This is just a great bag. It's got your internal camera pockets in the front. It looks like a casual bag, so people aren't going to look at you and think, oh, this guy's got a lot of photography gear on him. It's just a really nice and comfortable casual bag. When I'm just around town, when I'm traveling, I took it to Japan and actually took it through the snow, and it just does a great job in keeping your camera gear safe when you're out and about. But I don't really feel like I need to carry a lot, or when I'm doing shorter journeys throughout the day. And my other 2 bags use the same system. So this is the Peak Design 45 litre, one I've been using for a few years now. It's great because it opens from the back, keeping the part that goes on your back dry, and then you've got a camera cube in there as well, which keeps all your gear really nice and safe. cube comes out. It comes in a small, a medium, and a large. So depending on how much gear you're looking to take with you. I like the medium because it fits pretty much everything in there. And then I've got space for jackets, clothes, my layering system, I guess. And then that also then transfers into my other bag, which I'll show you now, which is the Fjallraven Kaika 35 litre, I think it is. And yeah, that same packing cube fits into there, so I can use that between bags, and it does a great job just keeping my camera gear safe. But the reason I've got 2 bags there is the Peak Design's great for maybe half-day hikes when it's really wet, because it does a great job of keeping the water out, whereas the Fjallraven bag is great when I'm doing longer journeys because it's got that support around the hips. It's got the other clasp around your chest, better shoulder supports and hip supports as well. So if I'm trekking through the day or even maybe doing a really light overnighter, that's perfect for those longer journeys. And lastly, and probably the most important one, are these guys here. So my gloves, and as you can see from these, they've got holes in most of the fingers. I've just bought some new ones. I actually couldn't find them this morning, so I've got these guys on today. These are the North Face E-tips. I love these because they've got a special coating around the fingertips which allow you to use electronics. So great for touchscreens on cameras, mobile phones. I've got the DJI here as well, so I can use all the touchscreens on there. Yeah, couldn't be happier with these. I'm gonna have to get a new pair. So I have a pair of mountain biking gloves for the summer months and spring, which are the ones I've been using recently. They've got great grip on the inner kind of hand, which means when you're using your camera gear, you're not as likely to drop it. You know, they keep your hands nice and warm, because that's one of the first things that'll send you home. If you get really cold fingers and hands, it's just a horrible feeling. So what we're trying to do here is keep you comfortable in the field, because if you're comfortable and warm, you'll stay out longer. The longer you stay out, the more opportunities you have for great photos, especially in adverse conditions. So get yourself a nice pair of gloves. I've got, I think, 3 gloves. I've got a nice light summer pair. These are kind of your in-between months because they're nice and light and thin and good for dexterity. And then I've got a nice heavy set pair with some down filling, which I bought in Japan last year. And they get me through the winter months. So again, don't go out and buy all this stuff at once. Just incrementally kind of just, buy good quality gear that'll last your lifetime. And that way you can just buy little bit by little bit as you need it, rather than thinking you need everything at once, because you don't. And gloves not only keep your hands warm, but they also help, when you're hiking, climbing over rocks and landscape features, so they keep your hands nice and safe as well. Now, I hope this video has helped you and given you an insight into what I use and why. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll help you out. And once again, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, share with your mates, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.